before anything, I did clean up the frame, freshened everything up. I did add some new brake lines, new brake booster, the proportioning valve, all of that. So here we are getting the motor out of the engine stand. It's just a LY6 iron block Gen 4 6 liter. It was bored out 30 over with some forged flat top pistons, DSS pistons, so stock rod, stock crank. It's gonna be a mild build. I mean, eventually it might get turboed, but we'll see. The rings did get gapped for either a 200 shot of nitrous or around 20 to 25 psi of boost. So regardless of what I do down the road, it's ready to go. Alright, here I'm just trying to get this motor in all by myself. Pretty fun, but it went pretty smooth. I did have to adjust it and move the holes on the pickup deal. That way I could sit back for a little bit further. Got a little ahead of myself. Here I'm just lining it up, making sure all the holes are aligned, and time to put some bolts in through the motor mounts. I should probably talk to the camera a little bit more here, but you know what, I'm getting used to it. I think a voiceover will do for now. My mind's probably all over the place anyway. She's in the right place now, so time to tighten these bolts up. This was a good feeling, seeing a motor in there for the first time in probably a year and a half. She looks good. Definitely where it started to settle in, I would say. Here we're putting the injectors in on the LS3 intake. I put the part number for the IC2 billet adapters. It's really just a small spacer and some big O-rings for the bottom of the injector. It fit pretty good, honestly. I'm pretty happy with it, especially because I got to save some money and didn't have to buy brand new injectors. I just pulled these off of a truck intake, Gen 4 truck to be exact, 50-pound injectors. So here they are going in. I definitely don't recommend using a pick when dealing with O-rings, but these are the old crusty ones, so I wasn't really too worried about it, just trying to get them out of there. Definitely don't want to pinch them or poke a hole through them and you're gonna have an injector leaking down the road. The new ones are going in now. Always remember to lube them up. I couldn't find my assembly grease, so I think I ended up using some oil, as you'll see here in a little bit. There she is, some good old 1540 to lube them up. You're just trying to get them in there, not force them in. And I guess it could keep them lubricated. I guess we had to put these on first somewhat in order to line it up. So here I'm jumping over to luming up the fuel level sensor, the factory one. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but I'm hooking up the wire to the factory harness and just a ground here. So hopefully it works, but we'll find out. Just trying to make it as clean as possible, make everything look good. I'm probably not going to worry too much about how the car looks outside for now, but I at least want all the work on it to look clean. I also couldn't find my scissors, so you'll see me struggle with a blade here. Definitely don't recommend it. And there she is, all done. So now we're gonna move on to the actual fuel pump wiring. Here I am getting everything crimped on to the factory trigger wire or power wire, however you want to call it. Again, putting some heat shrink on it and stuff, trying to make it as clean as possible. I like these little quick disconnects I found on Amazon. They actually weren't that bad. I think it was like $9 for like a set of 20 of them. And they actually do not feel cheap. The wire is pretty good. It's thick wire, so definitely will be using these a lot. Here I am routing the harness, got the intake on there, getting everything fitted up. Just to show you all the ICT kit. So they're the spacers, the large O-ring on the bottom, and these are the factory Gen 4 truck injectors. These are, I swapped them out because I think my 50-pound injectors were a little dirty, so I'm gonna send them out to get cleaned. But these are the 36-pound that originally came in the 4.8 Gen 4, and they're working for now. Here I am with my neighbor. We're putting power to it for the very first time, just making sure everything turns on and is somewhat working. I did rig up some fuel line just to see if we could get it to fire up, but realized I didn't tighten a single fitting, so there was a leak just about anywhere you could think of. My neighbor Jerry was helping me out a lot, so big shout out to him. You will see him more on here. We're gonna be doing a turbo setup on his OBS soon. It's also LS Swap 6-liter, so either he's gonna record that one or I'll probably do some recording on it. It'll be a fun one.
Yo. Oh, yes, how's one? I need a bigger one for the light.
thinking I got a hose back there. It was pretty cold this day for us Texans. It was probably under 40 for sure, probably mid 30s. So we were trying to keep warm in there. I had my little heater going.
Time this one up? Yeah. Come on, Bogies. Come on. Come on.
Come on, Jerry. Jerry, come on.
Fucking. Just like your nephew. I feel it.
And when I said every fitting was leaking, every fitting was leaking.
It's gonna be loud.
Yep, that is fuel you're hearing. Yet another fitting by the gas tank was leaking again. I also did end up taking my ECU back to my tuner. We had to turn off some starter faults. On these Gen 4s, you have to do more than just do a VATS delete. So shout out to my harness guy. He actually reminded us of that. So you'll see it start up here in a minute. Fuel line going over this way, but I think that'll work for now. It is going to be tucked in right now. Everything's just kind of out of the way for the transmission to go in it, and then all of this will get tucked in and, you know, cleaned up. O2 sensors will get ran. So that's it for right now. But yeah, so now it's a new fitting, new line. Runs down there. Let's see if I can get down here to the factory hard line. Just did compression fittings. I'll get down there and show you. All right. So there's the factory line. Goes in here. All there. And then compression fitting feed. So that's gonna go up there. I figured that would look a little bit cleaner. And I'll show you the back. And back here, I'm not a big fan of putting hose and clamps, but that is how it came from factory. It was hard line, rubber hose, and then hard line here into the tank. So that's what I did. So it's here. This still needs to get bolted down. I need to build a bracket from there, put this up somewhere around there. I just don't want to make any more holes. As y'all can see, this car had air rides, so they already kind of made a bunch of holes there. So I don't want to add any more. And here comes the fuel pump trigger, ground, trigger wire, so I still need to get loom for here through the trunk. And here's the plugs we were wiring up, so that's all plugged in. It still needs to be all tied in. This is the fuel level, which I actually forgot to plug in, but that just goes right here. And then those red zip ties were just for mock-up, so I'll change that. And then there's the factory level, and there was already a ground here from the last pump, so just reused it. And then, like I said, we'll clean that up, but just mock up to see how it all goes. So yep, that's gonna be it. And there's the pump trigger. It's that blue wire. So like I said, I'm gonna loom this, and then that runs inside where the factory speaker wires go. It just runs all along right there, and here it's going under there. And then, yep, ECU still has to get mounted. I'm not too sure how I'm gonna mount it. I kind of like the idea of the factory location. I have some brackets somewhere. Oh, they're right here. I bought off eBay. I'll try to put his listing down. He makes these. They're made here in the States. It's for the E38. So as you can already kind of get an idea, bolts through onto the ECU and you can bolt her down. So we'll figure it out. Might try to tuck it in there as much as I can, or try to use the factory location. I would like to use the brackets because they are pretty nice, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, and I need to get my intake done. So I'm borrowing this from a buddy for the LS3 MAV sensor. I got the same exact, pretty much cut out of pipe here. And then somewhere around here, I have my LS3 bung that needs to get welded on. Here we go. So that's gonna get welded onto the other pipe. OEM MAV sensor. Gotta have OEM, or your tuner will hate you. But yeah, she's coming along. Got rid of the old wire wheels. Need to clean this garage up and move on to the next step. All right, so that's gonna be it for now, guys. We got it in there, it's running. Replumbed the fuel system, so you guys got to see how I did that. I wanted to reuse the factory line for now. That'll be plenty. It's kind of clean, so I think it was a good idea. We'll see. For now, the car is going to be NA. Tomorrow we're going to go pick up the transmission for it. I'm getting a 4L80. You're probably wondering why it's going to be NA, but I do plan to twin turbo this car later on. I got turbo headers somewhere around here, but anyway, it's gonna stay like that for now unless I find a cheap LSA blower or something. I kind of like the idea of not having turbos on it, since I do already have a turbo truck, and I kind of just want to cruise this car, and I feel like I kind of killed that not necessarily daily vibe, but cruising around vibe on the truck. It's a little much. I think NA or a blower would be a lot cooler, different, I guess. So that's gonna be it for right now until we go get the transmission. So the next video should be transmission, probably drive shaft, and we're gonna start putting the front end back together now that I know everything runs and it's good. Accessories didn't work out. I wanted to do the low mount LS1 style, but it keeps hitting the steering box. And I think I'm just gonna go with the truck accessory with an LS3 pump. ICT sells a nice bracket that'll work. So I think that's gonna be the best thing for now. I kind of got upset and I sent everything back. We're just gonna do that. I got more truck stuff laying around anyway. So that should do it for now, guys. I appreciate y'all, sticking around if you are here. I'm kind of trying to get back in the groove of making videos. We'll see how that goes. It's a learning process. We'll see how my edits come out. But that'll be it for right now. So stick around and drop some suggestions down low on what we should do next. Like I said, accessories are gonna go on with the ICT bracket. Gonna throw the core support on with the electric fans and the radiator and all that. Run plumbing for the transcooler and start kind of putting it back together. I need to paint that fender and the front end. So I might do a video of me painting that. I'm gonna do it myself. But yeah, let me know. Still have to do the rear suspension and fix some of the brake lines. When I redid the whole booster deal, I had to cut the rear one because the nut kept stripping out, so I just cut it off. I might just do a patch job and put some compression fittings on it. And yeah, so we'll see. Like I said, thanks for sticking around. Drop any suggestions. What do y'all want to see? What should I do different? And that'll be it for now. So thank you.